It's really common that if you, as a woman, are struggling with setting boundaries, that you might be trying to set them from your child energy instead of your empowered feminine energy. There's a difference how it lands to a man when the boundary is set from the child energy versus the empowered feminine energy. So for example, I just had a session with a client who we talked this out, and it's really difficult to see when you're in the middle of it. It's a lot easier when you have some extra eyes on it. But for example, if you are needing someone's behavior to change because it doesn't feel good to you, the child energy would tempt you to focus on the behavior, maybe put some strategies in place for them of how to improve that behavior, give them some alternative behaviors that would be acceptable. And what this actually does is it forces them into their child energy. So now you've become the parent energetically, and that doesn't feel good to an integrated, empowered adult man because he is the authority of his life. So instead, what I encouraged her to do is to come at it from the integrated, empowered feminine energy that simply says, this doesn't feel good to me. This is what I need, and expects him to rise. Expects him to rise to the occasion, trusting that he can come up with the strategy that suits him, and you don't have to be the one that decides that for him. That's something that he is quite capable of figuring out on his own. And our job is simply to show him where to aim. This is what I'm needing in order to keep my heart open. Is that something that you can provide? It really neutralizes the conversation a lot because there ends up being a lot of pressure on these conversations around boundaries, especially if you're coming at it from your child energy, because your safety is dependent on their behavior. But when you take the authority into your own hands, your empowered masculine energy has your back, and he is going to remove you if the situation does not feel good to you. That means that you get to trust yourself in any situation to do what's best for you and to state what you need from a really healthy, adult, empowered energy. And this lands totally different for men because it gives them inspiration to rise to. Not in a manipulative way, because it doesn't feel like control for them. It feels like, oh, I can see her. And of course I don't want for her to be uncomfortable. Of course I want to make her feel more safe in my presence. That feels good to them. So when you can trust that those things are innately true, that those feel good to an empowered masculine man, and all you have to do is to get clear on what it is that you are needing, not how to do it, just what you're needing. And the right man will rise to the occasion. You can trust that. So let me know how it goes. I'd be really interested to hear your experience with it too.